Wedding bells at the start of second practice in China as a couple celebrated their marriage in the grandstands. But alarm bells for organisers as a member of the public sprinted across the start-finish straight in front of Nico Hülkenberg. Fresh from his surprise victory last time out in Malaysia, Sebastian Vettel was pushing hard.
So he came around the first right-hander, which is pretty much never ending. It's almost two corners in one, and he swings it into the left-hander, and as he's getting on the power, does he just run too wide? And no, he loses it. He just loses it on the acceleration zone coming out of turn number 4.
Is the car okay?
Yeah, the car's fine. I went a little bit through the gravel.
Despite Vettel's spin, Ferrari were looking strong, and Kimi Raikkonen was quickest early on. But Lewis Hamilton has 3 wins and 4 poles in China, and he looks in no mood to be beaten.
We could be seeing Hamilton going quickest. Into the final corner he comes, the 90-degree left out across the start-finish line. Is this going to put Hamilton to the top of the times? Yes, it is, by 0.4 of a second.
Shanghai features the longest straight in F1, which ends with drivers approaching a hairpin at over 200 miles an hour. Not a time you want your brakes to seize.
Massa has just ended up having a moment and actually an accident. He has managed to clip the barriers. He was coming down the back straight at 200 miles an hour, and you'll hear the tyres squeal. Yeah, I think he's just locked the rears there coming down into the hairpin, and it's got away from him.
The Brazilian session was over, and he hitched a moped ride back to the pits. But there was more brake drama to come for Red Bull's Danny Kvyat. His left rear catching fire as he exited the pits, and a complete failure dumping him into the wall at turn 14.
Brakes failed, brakes failed, brakes failed.
Wheel-to-wheel racing isn't allowed in practice, but Nico Rosberg and Kimi Raikkonen didn't seem to care.
Oh, goodness me. Nico Rosberg and Kimi Raikkonen going side by side around the first corner as if they were racing.
Let's hope we see that on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. And they almost came together, and then Rosberg carried on chasing Kimi Raikkonen up towards the hairpin at turn number 6, looked to the inside, sent it up the inside, last of the late breakers.
Ferrari were able to match Mercedes' pace on the medium compound tyres, but were a few tenths behind on the softs. It was Hamilton fastest for the second successive session, with only Raikkonen within a second of his time. Daniel Ricciardo was an impressive third for Red Bull, with Lotus and McLaren both hinting at a welcome return to form, with their 4 drivers sharing the spots between 9th and 12th. Tom Boker, BBC Sport.